At last, the express is mine once again. Sorry about your tender coupling, John.
Oh, if this would happen too after Swanky Spencer teased me for pulling out of the station too quickly.
My dear cousin, what else would you expect to happen when you constantly kick up such a fuss? Poop, poop, come on, come on, come on. I say, Gordon, your passengers must have been surprised to see their premier express locomotive playing Tank Engine.
Oh, it's not funny.
Never mind, Gordon. I haven't had tender coupling to strain, so the local should run right on time today.
Oh, ha 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 ha. Very funny, Bear. Really, very good. Mind you don't lose your sense of direction having two cabs and all.
Oh, don't worry, Gordon. He relies on signalmen to guide him along the right line, not instinct.
Oh, the indignity.
I'll be back, Annie and Clarabel.
Please, don't dawdle, Thomas.
We mustn't be late collecting our special coach from Tidmouth.
Quite right, Clarabel. We mustn't be late.
I know that. We won't be.
Hey, watch it! That was much too hard.
Oh, be quiet.
I agree with your brake van, Thomas. You did bump those trucks much too hard.
Quite right, Annie. Much too hard.
This is my conversation, dear.
And this is my stone train, so please keep your buffers out of it. I'll be back for you two later. Bye, Norman.
See you later, Thomas.
I'll pay that stupid steam engine out.
Well, some tank engines.
Yes, some tank engines indeed, Annie.
What on Sodor can be the problem? Boor.
Boor is a brake van who works primarily on Thomas's branch line. As his name implies, he is ill-mannered, rude and cocky. He is one of Toad's slightly larger and stronger cousins, which means our great Western friend sometimes falls victim to Boor's chastising.
Okay, we were lucky to have that elderly station master Jeffries retire, but not lucky enough to have rickety old Daisy go with him.
I beg your pardon. Let me tell you, you ugly black.
Oh, well there, Daisy. Dinna blow a fuse.
Make me another ounce angrier and perhaps I will.
Daisy, all I meant was that you look tired. Look at those bags under your eyes. And your lips. They're so pale. You might want to consider wearing more makeup like you used to.
Natural is the new beautiful, Douglas. And besides, I'm wearing mascara.
You look beautiful, Miss Daisy.
Thank you, Toad. At least one of you has a heart.
We're trains, Daisy. We didn't have hearts.
Oh, you Scottish engines are all the same. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to...
Oh, blow a fuse.
Fiddlesticks.
Hello, Thomas. Isn't it a...
No.
I'm sorry, Thomas. Why isn't it a...
It's this brake van.
What's wrong with my brake van?
Percy, you don't have a brake van.
Oh, so your brake van?
Yes, Boor.
Boor is yours?
Yes. I mean, no. I mean, he is for today.
Ah.
Anyway.
What's wrong with Boor?
Well, he's got a horrible attitude for starters. He applied his brakes hard on as I passed the windmill. That 20-ton beast nearly ripped off my coupling.
I'm sure that 20-ton beast can be helpful. I mean, He is a brake van after all.
Brake vans aren't meant to stop trains in the middle of the line just because they get roused from their beauty sleep. So, Percy, what's got you in such a cheery mood?
Oh, well, I've been shunting the yard here lately. It's been a nice change from my usual stone runs. There's so much to do. It gets tiring, but at least I'm kept busy.
Keeping busy is one thing, but if you ask me, all this extra work is starting to take a toll on us. See what I mean?
I agree. Where's Diesel, Percy? And why hasn't he been helping you shunt in the yard? You'll burst a safety valve trying to move all these trucks at once.
Diesel's helping Genty shunt the yard at Tidmouth. No worries, though. I can...
What about that pain in one of your crank pins that you were complaining about last week? Percy, if you strain yourself...
I can manage, thank you. I don't need a lecture. It isn't dingy-fried.
Dignified.
Dignified. Who even uses the word dignified anyways? Engines with... Oh!
A broken crank pin?
Actually, I was going to say, too much puff in the smoke box.
You poor thing. And those were empty trucks too.
Now what are we going to do? There already isn't enough time for me to take stone trains here and then bring empties back up the line between passenger runs. I surely can't spend any extra time shunting.
Then fast yourself, Thomas. Toad and I are here to help you.
Hello, everyone.
No, Percy. Let's get you out of the way so Toad and I can get these empties to Farquhar.
Actually, Douglas, Boor is needed back at the quarry, so you'll need to take him instead.
Okay, no bother. Toad, you stay here until I get back.
Of course, Mr. Douglas.
Take care, Douglas. Boor can be a menace.
Well, if he gives me a lick of trouble, I'll teach him the same lesson I taught that old spiteful brake van. What an adventure that'll be!
Well, well, well. Looks like old Doggy's come to his senses. You're much too small to be of any use to him. He needs a big, strong brake van like me.
But I'm not that much smaller than you, Boor. And besides, I can handle some empty stone trucks. You're only going with Mr. Douglas because you're needed back at the quarry.
That's just an excuse. Have fun being really useless.
Pay no attention to him, Toad. I know you're a really useful brake van.
Never mind, Mr. Percy. I'm very sorry about your crank pin.
That's all right, Toad. I may be stuck in the siding, but at least I have good company.
Not for long.
Hello, Toad. We've a stone train to take to Alsborough.
Hello, Mr. Oliver. But I'm not your brake van. I'm waiting here till Mr. Douglas gets back from the quarry.
Sorry, Toad, but you're the only brake van in the yard.
Go on, Toad. Go show that Boor how useful you can be. Maybe you'll have an adventure too.
An adventure, huh? Have I ever told you about my daring escape from the scrapyard, Toad?
Yes, Mr. Oliver, I've heard it before. And besides, I was there too, remember?
Oh, you're right, Toad. But it doesn't hurt to tell it again.
I suppose not, Mr. Oliver.
Never before has a great
Goodbye,
western
Toad.
engine
Have
had
fun.
such a narrow escape. The moon was full that night, and the wind was rustling in the trees. I weren't scared, though.
Hello, Toad. How's your...
Express coming through!
Hi, Toad. Bye, Toad.
Hi, Percy.
Hi, Norman.
I am sorry, Annie and Clarabelle.
You'll be very sorry when the Fat Controller replaces us.
Emily and her six-wheeled coaches will give our branch line a fine new image.
Oh, would you two relax? It isn't my fault we're late. Besides, that was my last stone run now that Douglas and Toad are helping out on my branch. Toad?
Oh dear. Quite right, Annie. Oh dear.
Don't know what the Fat Controller is thinking. I pulled the Wild Nor'Wester this morning and now I'm stuck taking a goods train to Vickerstown.
Well, I usually don't work on the main line, Mr. James, so this is a nice change.
A nice change? Pah! Maybe a change, but it surely isn't nice.
Actually, I disagree. So do I.
Come on,
Goblin! Oh, God.
James set off quickly, which jolted the trucks and strained one of the couplings. He was heading for trouble.
Hi, Toad! Bye, Toad.
Hi, Percy.
Do you have a stone train to take?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's going on up there?
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Hey!
Toad, stop the trucks! Stop the trucks! I'm coming!
Huh?
Mr. Norby, look out!
Toad? Well, hello, Toad. Fancy seeing you here.
Good day, Mr. Norby.
What on Sodor is going on here?
Toad, is everything alright? Oops.
Reunited, and it feels so good. Oh, Crankpins Couplings.
After a quick inspection of Toad and the trucks, James was cleared to continue on with his train. He and Toad delivered the trucks to Vickerstown, and together they headed light back to the junction.
Thank you for today's adventure, Mr. James.
And thank you for stopping those trucks.
You see, Toad? You did have an adventure after all. You're a hero.
Huh?
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Will
Percy.
you keep it down over there? Some of us are trying to sleep.
Toad's actions are worthy of some celebratory ruckus, Boor. He stopped James's runaway trucks from colliding with me. He saved me from a nasty accident.
Big deal. Earlier I was squashed between some trucks and...
Tender! Here,
tugboat,
take that, you
Annie.
muckle nuisance.
Hello, Mr. Douglas.
How was working with our friend Boor?
Well, all I'll say is that after about 35 years, I still know how to handle troublesome brake vans. Now come on, Toad, we've got some empties to take back to Farquhar.
I had an adventure today, Mr. Douglas.
Hey, that's wonderful, Toad. You can tell us all about it tonight in the sheds. Maybe that'll get Oliver to hold his wish about his daring escape from the scrapyard. Hey, was there a two, remember?
Oh, yes, Mr. Douglas. I remember quite well. Late again, Thomas.
That's the second time today.
Say goodbye to our branch line.
Be sure to tell Emily and her six-wheel coaches to take good care of it.
Ladies, please. It's not my fault that those chickens wandered onto the line.
The Fat Controller would never accept such a silly excuse.
Quite right, Annie. He would never accept such a silly excuse.
Yeah, he would from me.
Oh, our Thomas can be quite cocky, can't he, Clarabel?
Oh, quite cocky indeed, Annie.
Would you ends quit squawking? I can hear you from all the way back here.
Well, I never. That brake van can be quite cocky too, can't he, Clarabel?
Oh, quite cocky indeed, Annie.
Very much like our Thomas, wouldn't you say, Clarabel?
Oh, quite right, Annie.
Very much like our Thomas indeed.
Oh, Crankpins and Couplings.